Welcome everyone. This video is specially made to make you all understand about the credit creation which I talked to you in our previous lecture when we were discussing about the primary functions of a commercial bank. There was one function which I left and I told you that I will make a separate video for this topic, and that topic is called credit creation. This credit creation is one of the most important and primary function of a commercial bank. You must be able to understand these two words separately, and one is credit and another is creation. So in under this credit creation, what does a bank do? Banks create money from the existing stock of money. What is a stock of money for a bank? A stock of money of a bank is the deposits they have received from the customers, which is kept as a separate deposit for the bank, which will be used to lend the money to the required persons. As I told you before, that the primary function of a bank is called the mobilizing of bank, where one there is a saver of money and there is a seeker of money. Money transfers from saver to seeker, and that is called the mobilizing of money. So this is how bank will create several deposits from one deposit available in the bank. So this is how it works. So before we start this topic, we are going to assume two things. Number one, there is a common banking system available in the entire economy. This is one assumption. Actually, we will not consider this as an assumption because this is a fact. But there is a common banking system available in the entire country. That there is a proper formal banking system which is established in India also. And number two, all the transactions done are through bank only. So there is no another way to transact apart from banking system. You cannot use cash and you cannot use anything else than the formal banking system. And this is surely an assumption because we all know that the transactions happen in cash also. But this is an assumption before we go ahead. Point number two is that all the transactions should be done under the banking system only. So these are the two assumptions to understand this topic. So here we will start with an example that Mr. X has deposited rupees 1000 in the bank, and here I have mentioned a word called CRR. What is CRR? CRR is called cash reserves ratio. Cash reserves ratio. What is cash reserves ratio? Under the Reserve Bank guidelines, a bank is supposed to keep a separate amount as its cash reserves ratio, and if in this cash reserves ratio has to be balanced compulsorily under the given regulations. Here I have mentioned it. CRR means cash reserve ratio, which is used as a compulsory reserve. Why do they keep it? We will discuss it when we will be discussing this table. So here we start. Mr. X has deposited rupees 1000 in a bank. See, you can see this 1000 rupees. So this is the primary deposit. This is the first deposit that has been deposited in the bank. So out of 1000, what will be happened? Here we have seen this CRR is 20%. So out of this 1000, 20% will be kept as reserves, and the remaining 80%, that is rupees 800, will be lent to someone. So this 1000 is divided in two parts, 200 and 800. So 800 rupees will be used to lend it to some required customer of a bank. So 80% has been given as the loan for the next customer. So and here this assumption comes into attack or comes into in this topic that 800 will be lent to someone, and that someone, suppose bank has lended that 800 rupees to Y. So now Y will use that money for the reason he has taken this loan, and B will use this 800 rupees as a new transaction, and this transaction will be done under this banking system, and this is how this 800 came to the bank once again. So this 1000 was divided in two parts, 200 and 800. This 800 came into the transaction, and once again this 800 rupees is entered into the banking system as a new deposit. So now what will happen? This 800 will again be divided in two parts, 20% and 80%. 20% will be rupees 160, which will be kept as a reserve, and 640 rupees will be used to lend it to someone again as a required customer. So this 640 was given as a, suppose 640 rupees is given as a loan to Z, and Z uses this 640 to purchase his new assets. For example, Z has purchased the new asset from that 640, so 640 will be again entered into the banking system as a part of this 640 rupees payment. So 640 will be again created as a new deposit, and this 640 will again be divided in two parts. CRR, that is 20%, and 80% will be provided as a loan. This will carry on till this amount becomes zero and there will be no more deposits available. So you can see that this carries on, and at the end, if you total this, it will be nearly rupees 5,000. So bank has created 4,000 extra money from this 1,000 deposits. So out of just 1,000 rupees, bank has created rupees 4,000 new deposits. So this is called the credit creation procedure, and this is how this credit creation works. So as I told you before, that I will tell you why this 20% is kept as reserve. Suppose rupees 1,000 which was deposited by X, he comes back to the bank to get his money back. He can get his money out of this 1,000 rupees reserve. So this is how this works, and this is the entire procedure which is called credit creation procedure. See, as you all know that circulation of money is very much important topic for entire economy, and this is how the money keeps on circulating. 1,000, and out of this 1,800 came into economy once again. Out of this 800, 640 came into economy once again, and this is called the rotation or circulation of money, and this is the main aspect of the economic system of entire world. But you need to remember that this entire portion which is kept as a reserve is of no use to the bank until and unless the actual depositor comes to get his money back in between this entire in between the transactions are happening. So this is basically reserve money which will be of no use, but this is our main topic, and this is how the money circulation or money rotation keeps on happening day by day. So this is all about the new loans which will be provided, and this is the deposits that will be happening in the bank. So this is how credit creation works. CRR we just talked about. Credit creation, there is a formula given in your textbook about the credit creation. How does credit creation happen? So primary deposits multiplied by 1 divided by cash reserves ratio. So this is something we just saw. 1,000 rupees multiplied by 1 divided by 20%, and that will be 200, and 800 will be our new deposit or new loan. So this is how this entire credit creation process works. I hope you understood it thoroughly. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me. In this video we discussed about the main topic of primary functions of commercial bank, that how this credit creation procedure work. In our upcoming lecture we will continue discussing about the secondary functions of the commercial bank. Thank you.